preface it by saying, no, this is not a fan animation. This is the official episode. Because everybody in that tweet was like, is this fan made? This has to be fan made, right? This is like some guy who like just learned how to use Flash like a week ago. Like,
just, you know what sticks out in my mind? That kick. The kick. The kick. When that GIF first came out and I saw the kick, which you're probably seeing on screen right now, I fucking lost it, man.
oh my God, I laughed so hard.
She had that phase when she went there. So we start singing karaoke and she starts singing the Anohana end. Right?
And me and Garth were like, fuck, why?
And you're like,
why?
what the fuck are you doing? You're in front of a lot of important people in the company, and she starts bailing the fucking Anohana ending, and then the fucking businessmen start clapping and cheering her on and start singing along, and I'm just sitting there like
we were both shocked.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I looked at Connor and I'm like, is this r/it really happens right now? Are we living a 2007 Tumblr post?
Yeah.
Like,
God.
so like I moved to Japan. And I was in an important business meeting, a business party, and then we started singing the Anohana ending even, and then everyone started clapping and cheering, and it was amazing. I'm like, this is so surreal right now.
It's literally an r/happened post, right? It's like this. I'm such a TV connoisseur. I've watched Prison Break in 24, so I went through the list, and Death Note was like 8th or something at the time.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And I this must have been like 2012, 13.
Yeah. Right.
And I skipped it initially because I'm like, I'm not watching fucking cartoons. I'm
Yeah.
a grown ass man. I grew up because
watch real shows.
Again, because like, you know, my parents and all my family and cousins and whatever, like they were telling you like, dude, stop watching cartoons, right? You're an adult, right? So I initially skipped it, but for some reason I did a double take like 2 or 3 weeks later, read the synopsis, and I thought, okay, this sounds pretty fucking sick, actually.
Yeah.
And if it's in the top 10, it's got to be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Watched one episode. I had to school the next day, but I stayed up the whole night up until school. I had to leave with 2 episodes left to watch. So I binged it the whole season of Death Note in one night. There's footage of this in my video, which you guys didn't see. I went to the cashier and I went 10 yen over. So I asked the guy, I'm like, no, take all this stuff out. I'm going back. and they were all so confused. They're like, what's he trying to say? I'm like, get rid of the stuff. I got to go back. So I went and found exactly what it was. Did the maths on the spot. Went through my camera footage to find out what I spent at each store.
Oh my God.
To get exactly $500.
I was like,
Host was like, yeah, I want to start my YouTube channel. So
oh, right.
and apparently if you're like the #1 host in the club, you have a lot of like power. But the thing is, right, is that's constantly changing. So next week you could be like, have no say.
Right.
So this guy was like, oh yeah, I'm bringing in this guy with a film crew, take care of him. And to be fair, everyone was really like nice. They let us film a lot of stuff, like how when they were talking about earnings and stuff, they let us film. But we cut that. But they let us like in on listening to it and who was winning the earnings and stuff. And they take it really seriously. They compete against other host clubs.
I think one other series that I watched that just hit like really deep is this for like 4-episode OVA based on this novel called No Longer Human, which is like a classic Japanese novel.
Dazai Osamu.
Yeah. That is like probably one of the most harrowing things that I've watched.
Never heard about it. What is it about?
It's written by this guy called Dazai Osamu, who is considered like one of the 3 greats in traditional Japanese literature. He was like a guy from
The
like,
big 3.
So
he was the big 3.
So what's the story about in this one?
It's like it's been a while since I watched it, but I'm not sure if it's his like autobiography or if it's like based on his life story. But it's just
based on his life story.
Okay, so it's just based on this life story about this guy who just keeps taking L's, man. Like imagine if you just take L's your entire life and you're just looking for that one win, but no, you just keep taking L's your entire life. And
I don't know though, because I started with doing absolutely 0 scripts. I would maybe jot down like bullet points, but I found myself finding just running into that situation where I would just be like, like way too much in between while I was trying to think of something. So in the end, a video where I'm trying to convince you that you should think about an anime in this certain way just ended up being this like crackhead ramble. that just was not convincing whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I think I gotta start organizing my shit.
So I was just laughing I had the exact moment where I was just laughing to myself because I thought of a funny.
God damn it, Anime Zone! I am so funny.
It just happened live on screen. I'm just like, God fucking damn it.
Can we get a repeat of that as at the moment? You just
Because I wasn't laughing at what you were saying. I just thought of a funny joke.
only experience with arcades is the Japanese arcades.
Yeah.
But even when I was little, I would go to a Japanese arcade and I never really touched the rhythm games because all these like high school kids are around, and as a 10-year-old, you don't want to go into that crowd,
It's
right?
intimidating. Those dudes on some of these games are insane.
You know someone is like insane when there's like a 16-year-old just rocking up in front of a tunism machine and he just puts his gloves
Yeah,
on.
the gloves. If they wear gloves, they're like serious.
Yeah.
It's like that anime moment, you know, when
Yeah.
you put on the glove.
He
It's
puts
like
on the gloves. He just does the shine, and he just gets ready. Like they just stretches and shit.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like,
Is that the game where they go like this?
Yeah, this
It's
is
like-
like-
yeah. They for some reason, I don't know why all the good players do it. There must be a trick that, but they all throw their hands in the
Yeah.
air when
Yeah.
they're playing.
I think I've played
they just
tuning
don't care.
before. That's an actual movement.
Sorry.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
Don't worry about it.
I literally I love watching Tyler Wan like live streams.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he embodies.
He's the definition of monkey brain streamer.
I love Tyler Wan as a streamer because he literally embodies not only physically how I imagine my gamer side to be, but watching him play The Last of Us was so funny because he was just like, "What is this story? Get this shit away from me!" And I was like, "I love it. I love it. It's so fun." And he's just such a Giga Chad brain gamer. It's so fun to watch him. He's my favorite streamer just because I relate to it on so many levels.
Oh god. Yeah, I was watching a new anime recently. Have you guys heard of The Great Pretender? It's
I have heard of it. Yes.
Song?
No.
no. Okay.
The anime, the anime.
But there's an anime called The Great Pretender. I've only seen the first 3 episodes.
Okay.
It's like a Netflix exclusive anime, but it seems like it's fucking great.
I saw a preview for that. I want to watch that.
It's a heist show that's set in America. Okay.
Yeah.
Heist.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, when you think of heist show in anime, I think of Lupin the Third, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this, I can't think of many other heist shows. But the ending for that song is The Great Pretender by Freddie Mercury.
Oh.
Like,
shit.
he was. I remember watching it. I was like, "Wow, who is this? This kind of sounds like Queen." And I thought, but yeah, this has been a very closely guarded secret because you won't. There are some very old YouTube clips where I'm just wearing a beanie, and nobody knows why I'm just wearing a beanie. And it was because I had just finished my monkhood and I was just completely bald.
Yeah. What if they just took it in a really dark direction? It's like, oh no, the cancer treatment.
Yeah.
How do you sign up to be a monk? Is it like a Facebook group? You're like, I want to be a monk. You know, how do you just rock up?
Maybe.
Yeah, do you just rock up and be like, yo, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, you just turn up to whatever temple you want to become
just
a monk
accept
at,
anyone?
and they're like, okay, you go to the head monk and you request to be a monk, and they ask, okay, before you become a monk, you need to make sure you have no outstanding debts.
Yeah.
You basically you've got to give up all material connections to the world before you can commit to becoming a monk, and you'll have this interview where you're like, okay, if you're gonna become a monk, you got to make sure do this. You know,
You know what would be a really cool idea for this channel is
What?
if us three somehow went to a temple here and just experienced it for a single day. Wow, our producer's already on that shit.